I'm Lori Colum with the Chamber. Met many of you, but look forward to meeting many more of you. Today, I want to thank our sponsors, especially our presenting sponsor, Credit Union of America, and our signature sponsor, Kansas Gas. Without both of them, this event wouldn't fully be possible. Our MC today, is going to be Bradley Dyer Jr. from Credit Union of America. So I'm going to go ahead and invite him up. He'll talk to you for a little bit and then introduce our presenters. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Hello, everyone. I think it's still appropriate to say Happy New Year, right? Still a thing? All right, so Happy New Year to everybody. As you were told, my name is Bradley Dyer Jr. I am the Business Development Officer at Credit Union of America. And when my colleague came to me and told me that they were going to ask me to reprise this role because I did this last year for the first time, I said to myself, either they just couldn't find nobody else, or I did all right last year. So for my own personal self-esteem, I'm just going to go with the latter and say I did all right last year. So with that being said, if you will allow me, I'd like to share a little bit about Credit Union of America before we get our speakers up here. We are honored to be your presenting sponsors today, and if I can just share a little blurb that I wrote here for you. Credit Union of America is a member-owned, not-for-profit financial cooperative. As a not-for-profit, our net income after expenses are returned to the member in the form of lower rates on loans, higher rates on deposits, financial services, technology, our branches, and the highest level of security for our members. We got our start in 1935 as a credit union for teachers. A science teacher at East High School in Wichita by the name of John Mishner, he got his colleagues together and they created what was known back then as the Wichita City Teachers Credit Union. After about 40 years serving only educators, in 1974, we updated our charter and we expanded our charter to serve others outside of the education community. Our steady and impressive growth over the years have culminated in CUA being the largest state-chartered credit union in Kansas today, with an asset size of $1.4 billion and over 250 employees. To give you a real sense of our identity, I'll close with this purpose statement that we have at CUA. We come to work every day inspired to make a difference in the lives of our members. That's CUA. If you look on your tables, you'll see a gift that we have for everyone. I know it looks like it could be a weapon, like you might slap somebody with it. It's not. Just want to clarify that. It's a cutting board, and please feel free to grab that and take that home with you. I'm just going to introduce some of the guests that I have with me here from Credit Union of America. Seated right here at the front is our AVP of Business Services, Ms. Shannon Lauber. Beside her is our Business Deposit Officer, Ms. Liz Escobedo. And then we have on the other side of the table here, the branch manager at our East 21st location that serves this community, Ms. Morgan Hawkins. So with that, Sure. So with that, let's get into the reason why we're here today, to hear from some of folks that serve our community. Each of the speakers will have 10 minutes to speak, and after they speak, you can ask questions of them right after they're done so that the information that they've shared is top of mind. We'll start off with our mayor. Mayor Ronnie Price was elected as the mayor of the city and took office in 2020. He has served for 3 years, leading the city through the pandemic and a tornado. Ronnie has a 30-year career in aerospace manufacturing and currently volunteers and serves on the board of directors for Freedom Hooves Therapeutic Writing Center. I had the privilege of serving in a class, an advanced Kansas class, the graduate series, with Mr. Price, and it was good to hear his heart and how passionate he is about Andover and this community. So please welcome the mayor, Ronnie Price.
Yeah, as he was stating, that we've been through all this stuff, but we've been through it together, Troy and all the governing body members and the staff, and it's been amazingly hard, but it's been amazingly rewarding as well, and couldn't have done it without Jennifer. So, people ask me without fail, do you regret running in spite of because of the pandemic and the tornado and all this? And I said, no, I love being the mayor for the citizens of Andover. People often say, you're the mayor of the city of Andover. I said, no, I'm the mayor for the citizens of Andover. Two different things, It's just the English language, but that's the way I prefer to look at it, right? So, where's the clicker? So Megan says, Mayor, do you want to do a PowerPoint? And I said, what's that? So here we are. So bear with me. And I'm already messing it up. What am I doing wrong? This way you don't give me a clicker. All right, this first slide right here is when we had after the tornado, we had a whole host of people that helped turn our community around, including the community itself. And we have more than 100 partners that showed up to help turn our community around, be it municipalities, citizens, churches, even the citizens herself. In fact, the night of the tornado, I was out going around, and people were helping their neighbors out of the basements, getting their dogs out of the basement. So the first responders not only were fire, police, and all the communities around it, but it was also our citizens. So, and these are just some of the folks that was there for us. And the list is long. Even construction companies came in that night, and it was just truly amazing. Strength and resilience. So up on the slide here, it says develop Stand with Andover campaign. Part of that was the city of Derby helped us with that. And we went around and put signs in yards, gave signs away, stickers, 1,000 hours of community volunteer, which is probably a low number. Probably much more than that. And I think we're planning on another one this spring, possibly. So it truly took everyone to get this city headed in the right direction. And I'm amazed at how far we've gotten. Move back up 1 minute. And we had the tornado on April 26th and 29th, I'm sorry. And we had just, in Tuesday, had talked about the tornado of April 2991. And lo and behold, here it comes to get us, again. And in fact, in the class, I mentioned that this is real, right? The tornado's coming. And I went around town and let people know that this is real. It's no joke. And lo and behold, of all the cities, we got it, right? So, but the thing is with our community, it just showed Andover's resilient over and over and over. This ain't our first time we've been through this, and yet we keep coming back. And it's impressive how far we've come in this amount of time. I mean, a lot of people are still out of their homes, but the homes are being built. And I drive around on a regular basis to make sure, until everybody's back in their home, I'll keep driving around until we're all satisfied and back together. All right? Concerts, park and recreation. And that's another thing I want to back up just a second. I'm sorry. I don't do good with the notes. Our staff went to numerous other cities around the state to talk to them and do presentations about how we started the recovery and the process of it. And so it's maybe down the line it will help other communities know, hey, this is how you get started, this is how you turn it around. But at the end of the day, without the whole community, and I mean the whole community, District 385 and the municipalities around, you can't do what we've accomplished without everybody. All right. Park and recreation, we had concerts, Melissa Etheridge, as it says, and Chris Jansen, Grub and Groove, and we think they're coming back this year. And there was one that's not up there, and it was a beautiful event. It's a jazz fest put on by the Black Chamber. And I'll tell you what, man, we need to support them if they come back, because it was one of the most beautiful events I've ever been to. It was just relaxing. The folks were just, it was just a beautiful experience, and a lot of people missed out because we sometimes think that grub and groove's not our thing, or jazz is not our thing. But I assure you, it's all of our things. It's a beautiful deal. So if they come back this year and grub and groove, do what you can to support them, because both of them are beautiful events. Public Works, I like this one. They completed just short of 5 miles of preventive rehabilitation on paved roads, and more importantly, they did the roads in my neighborhood. So that was part of the 5 miles. It only took 30 years, and it wasn't because of me, but I am going to take credit for it because I'm the mayor. But our public work guys are amazing, all of them, from top to bottom. When I call them, they often show up quickly because they know I'll be a nuisance if they don't, but they don't need that. They're truly an amazing group of guys and gals, I'm sorry. Public safety, designed for the new fire station and remodel of the current fire station, and they spent a lot of time in 2022 with GMLV and Crossland and members of the staff, and Mr. Berry was a big part of that, and I appreciate that, sir. But they will have this, we broke ground in August, yeah, and should be completed this fall, and it's going to be a beautiful structure. And I believe, Tim, you correct me if I'm wrong, there's also going to be a training.
It's going to be a community room.
Community room, okay. So it's not just for us, not everything we do. That's one thing I'd like to say about our city staff and our governing body is a lot of the things we do is not just for our city, it's for the school district, it's for our surrounding communities that aren't as blessed as us in one form or another. So we think about everybody when we make decisions, right? All right, and I don't know what slide I'm on. Oh, I want to back up just a second. And there's the Citizens of Police Academy was held this year, and they have one every year. And I took part in that, and it's truly amazing because you don't realize how short the time is when you have to make a decision, right? And it gives you a taste of what it's like that you could make the wrong decision in a split second, you know? And some of the folks in this room have been in there, Molly and several of y'all, right? And you don't realize that in the blink of an eye, you can make the wrong decision. And one of the things we did in that class, I love this class, and I missed a couple classes, and I plan on making them up. And by the way, you can do it from 18 to however old you are. There was, believe it or not, there are people older than me, and they were in that class. So they taught us about a crime scene, a murder scene. And unfortunately, the fine officers that were teaching this class had to experience that this year. And it really brought it home to me. I thought, golly, we just went through this in a play, and now it's become reality for these guys. So y'all, I can't emphasize enough the value of this class for our citizens, all right? And that's my big buddy, Scott Rackley, that got put on the uniform for the dog to attack him right there. Additional successes. 40 stakeholders come together for a 10-year comprehensive plan. And I got a note on that too. I apologize, I'm not good at the note thing. One of the things we got going on is the heritage. As you see, the crane is moving a lot more than it was before. People have always asked me, does the crane actually move? Does it move? Well, it's moving now, and it's putting up structures rapidly. And they'll probably have, I say we, they'll probably have that done at the end of summer, all closed in and ready for business, all right? And another one of our successes were Andover received, this is a big deal, Andover, and this is because of city staff, Andover received $8.5 million for infrastructure, starting with the road from City Hall to 13th Street. And our goal in life is to get as much traffic to stay in town as we possibly can, to take advantage of the sales tax revenue that the citizens of Andover give us back in November, and it was implemented on April 1st. So the more tax revenue we get, the more things we can do in regards to the fire department, to pay for the fire department, the rehab of the old fire department, and the 13th Street Sports Park. So I thank the citizens of Andover for doing that. And we also had, one of the successes we had was the Butler the Butler Community College Bredler Institute opened in August, and they're doing a really good job. And I've been blessed enough to get to go sit in on some of the samplings, and man, it is amazing what they do. I mean, somebody's got to do it, right? And here's one that's one of our best kept secrets, in my humble opinion, is Heartland Welding Academy opened up in January, but they don't have everything because they're just like everybody else. They're having supply chain issues, but they are partially open, and they hope to be fully functional by the end of February. But they went into the old Antique Mall building, and it's a big deal. The more things that we can create in this community for our kids to have opportunities is to identify their gift is what I live for. You know, the more things that they can drive by and say, man, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can be a welder. Maybe I can be a cook, maybe a chef, or whatever it is. That's what this, and look at this beautiful building we're in that does that very thing. So the more opportunities for our children, our young people to have choices, it's a good thing. And one of the other things we got coming this summer, which is kind of fun, is a Corvette Club, the Corvette Blitz. It's going to be in June, and there'll be Corvettes from all over the country coming in to do a car show, but they're also going to be here every other weekend, just a smaller version of it. So I'm kind of excited about it because I think it'll grow into something big. Family Future Forward. That again is for the sales tax. I got kind of out of line, but there's going to be when we get this all up and running, our 13th Street Park will be splash pads, ball diamonds, and it'd be something that again will help all the communities around us. And that's about all I have on that. Oop.
Thank you, Mayor Price. Who doesn't love the splash park, huh? Kids and adults. All right, Brett White is the superintendent of Andover Schools. Brett has been superintendent since 2017, but has been with the Andover Schools since 2001. Brett has a rich background in educational leadership and effective teaching practice, and has led successful school reform efforts at the building and at the district level. And I'll say one thing personally that I really, really admire. Your superintendent makes sure each year to visit every single building across the school district and connect with the staff, not just educators, but whatever role that they play. And I find that to be really powerful and speaks to character. So at this time, please welcome Mr. Brett White.
Good afternoon. It's my privilege to serve as superintendent of Andover Public Schools. It's hard to believe 22 years in the district, and Bradley said 6 years as superintendent. Truly honored to be in the presence of this group of people. We're so proud of our partnerships with the City of Andover, Butler County, Butler Community College, the Chamber, and community partners like Credit Union of America and many others attending today. I am so very fortunate to be able to work with a tremendous Board of Education that puts students first and has a passion for serving our stakeholders. We do have two of our board members here this afternoon, so I'd like just a wave from Andrew Cheney and Jill Hodge. Thanks for all you do. Also want to recognize several members from our district staff and leadership team, outstanding and have hearts of service. So if you would wave as well. We have Jill Lockemeyer, Assistant Superintendent for Academics. Then in the back, we have several Jeremy Bolger, Assistant Superintendent for HR, Terry Rombeck, our Director of Communication, Scott Wilson, Director of Business Development, Tracy Holder, who is our Director of Instruction and Intervention, and Dara Underwood, who's our Communications Assistant. So fantastic people. So this week, as we celebrate the life, impact, and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I want to begin by sharing a quote from Coretta Scott King. She said, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members." In response to the tornado, and Ronnie talked about that as well, we had friends and neighbors, nearby total strangers from far away, show empathy, compassion, and genuine care for our Prairie Creek School family. The outpouring of love reinforced how extraordinary our community is. Through the fantastic leadership of Hutton, hundreds of workers and volunteers who truly burned the midnight oil, Prairie Creek Elementary School rolled out the red carpet and reopened just over 100 days after the tornado that damaged the building but strengthened the bonds of Prairie Creek. So here's what it looked like as we reopened in August.
Feels good to be back, and it feels a little different because everything's changed.
That was truly an amazing story. We actually finished last night with Prairie Creek students in 5 different locations. One of those was St. Vincent de Paul. Their kindness and generosity, as well as the countless businesses and organizations, made it possible to have a really extraordinary end of the year with lots of trips and celebrations for our Prairie Creek students last May. Going back to 2018-19, we really spent most of that year engaging in community conversations, staff, site councils, student councils, parents, community, business leaders, to really define what our vision for an Andover Public Schools graduate was. So we call that our portrait of a graduate. And you can see the areas there: the academic preparation, innovative thinking, collaboration and communication, integrity and character, and resilience. The message that we heard more, what I thought we'd hear is people want kids to be successful. What we heard actually most of all was people want their kids, our students, to really have fulfilling, meaningful lives where they make a difference and make a positive contribution. So academics are an extremely important part of that, but there's lots of other things that we identified in our course of a graduate. And never in 2019 could we have imagined the journey we were about to go down with the pandemic. So as Ronnie mentioned, the resilience was never more important these last few years with the pandemic and the tornado. We have lots to celebrate, to be thankful for. We have about 5,600 students, 400 teachers. We've actually been fortunate to be able to add some staff in the past few years. 600 total staff members, 6 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, 2 high schools, and our Andover E-Academy, which is our virtual school. This fall, Cottonwood was named a National Blue Ribbon School. So one of only 3 in the state of Kansas, one of only 297 in the nation received that Blue Ribbon distinction based on improvement in math and reading. So very proud of that. We were able to go to Washington, D.C. to accept that award. We launched an orchestra program. We built orchestra space through our bond projects, and so we really launched 2 orchestra programs, have high quality teachers who are really building outstanding orchestra programs that'll continue to grow over time. Our student enrollment growth has just, it's beyond any of our wildest expectations because students can come here and they can just get involved in applied learning, genuine experiences, partnerships with business and industry partners. So this has been a program that's just been tremendous. We have strands in engineering, medical, business entrepreneurships, and a CAPS Create program there. Athletic improvements, turf baseball, softball fields, new Jaguar Stadium, improvements to Trojan Stadium, the tennis complex, the aquatic center. So that bond issue has really set us up so wonderfully for our future. Current goals this year, one's to focus on reading achievement. We know the pandemic was very difficult and it really did impact achievement. So reading is a focus area. Our teachers working diligently with students to close those learning gaps and providing those interventions to support students. Another is the student success skills, sometimes called employability or soft skills. Those really tie in with our Portrait of a Graduate and are so important. We see that every day as we talk with business partners, that those employability skills are so critical. We want to have the best teachers, the best staff members in the Andover School District. There's a teacher shortage in our state, in our country. It's hard to find, whether it's paraprofessionals, bus drivers, aides, cooks, custodians. So hiring has never been more challenging. We're committed to hiring the very best, and so that'll be an ongoing challenge for us to continue to really focus on. Safety, always at the forefront of what we do. Again, we talked about the bond project, enhancements, really looking at our emergency operations plan and revising that. We've got a committee that meets monthly to work on that. We want our schools to be positive, safe, nurturing, caring environments for our students, and places where our staff want to come and spend their careers and bring their families and just have a wonderful life in Andover. Continuing to focus on engaging the community, business partners is so important as well. Lots of kind of other work from our district leadership team, whether it's looking at transportation providers, food service, website, lots of academic work. So there's lots of things that our district leadership team members do behind the scenes there. As we look to our future, really our enrollment has been pretty flat the last few years. Many districts, the pandemic again was difficult on enrollments. So we're kind of at the pre-pandemic levels right now with our student enrollment. We had a demographic study that really shows kind of slow and steady, whether that's 50, 100, low hundreds as far as new students every year. So that 2 to 3% growth, which will be very manageable and really set us up extremely well with the facilities that we have for the foreseeable future. School improvement work, we have our cycle that ends in 2025, so we're on track with our goals, and we'll continue to really focus on providing the best, highest quality, excellent education for our students. In closing, I love quotes. The one from Mitch Albom, who was the author of Tuesdays with Morrie, seems very fitting for this occasion. He said, "The way you get meaning into your life is to devote yourself to loving others, devote yourself to the community around you, and devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose and meaning." A lot of what we heard actually in those conversations as we created the Portrait of a Graduate. We have so many people in this room who really embody that devotion and the service to others. So we feel like we have the best teachers and staff members, and we have educators who go above and beyond each and every day, principals, and so we're so fortunate. It's really the people are the difference maker in any organization. Certainly that's true in our school district. The partners sharing updates today, I think about Butler County. And Butler County provided spark funds back at the onset of the pandemic that really enabled us to have the resources to reopen after the schools were closed across the state. So without that help, and the counties, each county was really able to kind of figure out how those monies would be distributed. But I can tell you Butler County was extremely generous and very thoughtful of our schools. So we appreciate Will Johnson and Butler County for that. We've had long-standing, decades relationship and partnership with Butler Community College. So many of our students leave high school with lots of the college credits kind of knocked out. Some of our students who are in the Butler Academies actually graduate from Butler and graduate from high school the same weekend. So that is so critical. And we just thank Dr. Kroll. I know she's not able to be here today. Dr. Neville, the BCC team, for your commitment to providing a high quality, affordable education for your students, which are many of our students in Andover Public Schools. Also very proud of our relationship and partnership with the City of Andover. I will say Mayor Ronnie Price is a huge supporter of our, whereas there he is, he's made his way to the back there, but a huge supporter of our schools and our community. When Ronnie opens his mouth, Ronnie's a talker, what comes out is the love, passion, the vision, the dreams. So without Ronnie, I mean, the mayor really sets the tone for the entire community. We could not be more fortunate to have Ronnie. Jenny McCausland, city manager, city administrator, has been very involved in our district, extremely supportive, just a trusted friend and colleague. Chief Buchanan, Chief Russell are great partners. The city staff, the Andover City Council, our SROs are really, that's a partnership with the city of Andover and our school district to keep our students safe. Lots of others within the city. Just a quick story, we had over the cold snap right before Christmas, we had a pipe break in one of our schools, and the firefighters who responded to that, there was water everywhere, it was a mess, and I wasn't there, but what they shared is they went above and beyond helping to kind of control the water and really mitigating the damage that otherwise would have been far greater without their assistance. So it's just one small thing that, it's just an example of our firefighters going above and beyond. For Bradley and the Credit Union of America, all of our business partners here today, I know there are many who share their time and talents with our staff and students. We truly thank you. As Bradley mentioned, we see him often. Credit Union of America sponsors our staff breakfast, and Morgan is always there as well. So we appreciated their sponsorship. What we didn't realize with Credit Union of America is they show up every time. So every time we're there, they're there as well, just to meet staff and just to kind of be a part of that. So we truly appreciate your partnership and your generosity. Finally, heartfelt thank you to Lori Cullum for your leadership with the chamber. Really, it's been such a seamless transition, and haven't missed a beat as you continue to move our community forward in positive ways. So my privilege to again serve and to just share a little bit about Andover Public Schools. So any questions for me? Sure.
When y'all were building this CAPS building, did you spend a decent amount of time working with Blue Valley on their building that inspiration? How did that process go?
Yeah, it's a great question. The question is on our CAPS. We actually went up to Blue Valley several times, different groups, in preparation for our bond campaign, but we knew we wanted these kinds of learning opportunities for students that were matched with business partners, authentic. It gives them a chance to explore career interests and kind of engage in those authentic learning opportunities. So we were up there with Blue Valley, who they were tremendous. And so it's really, there's a CAPS network that's really across the country and maybe world, international now. So Blue Valley was essential in our work here. So lots of trips and lots of communication. They still meet. There's a summer huddle. And so Blue Valley's been extremely generous because, we didn't invent the model, but we wouldn't trade it for anything. So they were great partners in it. Any other questions? All right. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Superintendent White. So heartwarming especially to see the success with Prairie Creek School, and thank you not just for the presentation, but for your leadership that you and your staff is giving to the Andover District. Thank you. All right, our next speaker is Dr. Tom Neville. Dr. Neville is the Vice President of Academics at Butler Community College and has over 20 years of higher education experience in a variety of administrative and faculty roles. At Butler, he provides direction and guidance for faculty and staff to foster academic excellence and led the initiative for Butler to become the first Adobe Creative campus in Kansas, only the 50th in the world, and I did say world. Prior to joining Butler Community, he was the founding Dean of Arts and Digital Media at Austin Community College in Austin, Texas. Please welcome Dr. Tom Neville.
Well, if you are expecting our awesome president, Dr. Kim Kroll, today, I do apologize that you got the second fiddle playing on the orchestra theme of the new orchestra program at the high school. I am contractually obligated to say that she's an awesome president, but no, but she really is. She's great, and we're very appreciative of her. But yeah, I want to just get started to say, I think one of the greatest honors and privileges. Can I take this thing off? Of a community college is to serve the community that we're in. And Andover is truly a great community. I haven't been here a very long time, but been very welcoming and open, Ronnie and Brett and everybody. It's been a great opportunity for us at the college. What we want to do is, we're very proud and thankful for the partnerships that we have here in Andover with the city, with the school district, and with the county. We'll get into a little bit of some of the fun things that we're doing at the college and things that we're proud of. We are experiencing a little bit of an enrollment decline overall, but we do have some bright spots that are happening at the college. As you can see here, our high school enrollment in the county is up for us. Our international student enrollment is up, and our older students is up. And I'll get into a little bit about EDCF, and that's the El Dorado Correctional Facility. This is going to be a big opportunity for us at the college, and of course how we will contribute back to the community here in the community we serve. We saw some growth over this last few years in early childhood education. Our cybersecurity program, we just shifted that last fall to a completely online opportunity program as well. So our enrollment in there has really taken off. It's recognized by the NSA, so it's really a high quality, top-notch program for us. Elementary, secondary ed, criminal justice, computer science, some of those tech programs that you think are going to grow are growing for us. And then some of our more traditional CT programs, our ag program over the last 5 years is ticking up, welding. So some of those crucial elements of how we serve not only our students that want to transfer to four-year school, but a student that wants to go right into the workforce, or that quick industry credential that we can get you moving fast. That's part of our mission. We move fast. We're able to get a student through our program quickly, or a short time, and save students a lot of money. So access and affordability is big for us, and that's part of our service to the community as well. So last year, for the last 3 years in a row, over $750,000 in scholarships from our foundation directly to our students. That's an awesome achievement. I can see some of our foundation folks here, so thank you for your great work. Our institutional activity and athletic scholarships. Last year, $3.2 million directly back to our students in scholarship money. Our activity students are our fine arts students, our livestock judging program, which is just absolutely amazing. Our athletics that attract students from all over the world come to Butler. So it's very very fun to be a part of everything we're doing. Last year, 2001, 2 years ago, the state launched the Kansas Promise Act, which is a last dollar scholarship for students. So we've doubled those awards since we started. So 152 students getting access to these funds. So our goal, of course, is to get students through quickly with minimal debt, but also with the quality that you expect from us at Butler. We launched My Butler Laptop Initiative, where students that need access to technology can get a laptop for us, $150, I believe. So it's a low cost to them. They enroll in the program, and then they keep that laptop. So we did a poll. We surveyed our students, and we did have some gaps in our students that didn't have access to technology. So we want to make sure, as we become more and more of a tech company, that's what I say every day as a college, we just create so much content every day that we're becoming more and more of a tech company every day. But I think part of that is important is that we also graduate a lot of students. 1,400 students graduated last year with degrees and certificates. That's a great number for us at the college, and that's been pretty static. Those numbers, even though our enrollment's declining a little bit, our number of completers is stayed really high. So that just means that students are completing, and that's what we want. We want that in our community. We want students that are finishing and going on. Our default rate for student loans is low, 2%. I think that's a big testament to our serving our students as well. That although they are graduating at a high rate, they also graduate with lower debt. This is the fun part. This is what I get excited about. These are our partnerships, our innovations. We like to call ourselves differentiators. I have a little plaque on my desk that says differentiator, because I think that's a big part of what we do as a community college and serving our community is ensuring we are partnering with business and industry, and we're in tune with what's happening not only locally here, but what's going on nationally and how we're preparing our students for the future workforce that we know. How many jobs haven't been created yet that we have to prepare our students for. So micro-credentials is one that we're focusing on. These are short-term, come in, take a class. I'll use our Adobe initiative as an example. So if you think of your business, your web presence, you probably want somebody on your team that knows Photoshop and InDesign, some of those products. So you can come in and take a Photoshop class with us. You get free access to the entire Creative Cloud, and we will provide an exam as part of the class that would give you a certification in Adobe Photoshop for free. Unlimited practice exams. It's a $150 exam if you go just take it on your own. So we're trying to find ways to prepare our students for those opportunities in the workforce that we know are needed. We know that working students need flexibility, so our online and high flex and blended classes are that's where we're seeing a lot of growth. Our Andover campus is our largest physical campus in terms of enrollment. Our El Dorado campus is our second, but our largest overall campus is our online campus. So we continue to see students, their needs and their the way they like to take classes is shifting to some of these online and hybrid high-flex options. Mentioned Adobe Creative Campus, again, that's part of our strategic goal as a college is to be focused on digital literacy, digital fluency, and digital agility. So, we want to make sure our students and our team, our faculty, and our staff as well are, really versed in technology. As we know, that drives a lot of what we do. There's not much we don't do that doesn't have a digital footprint. So if you think about some of those classes that require software as part of the class, that's really digital agility and students in that high level learning situation where you have also students that are new to technology. As I mentioned, some of our older student population, that's where we're seeing some growth. So we're excited about serving all of our students and we meet them where they're at. All of our faculty that teach high school concurrent enrollment are 100% accredited to meet our Higher Learning Commission standards. This is our accrediting body that we're required to be in good standing with if we want to receive things like federal financial aid. As we mentioned earlier, a lot of our students, I think we're, what's our percentage of Pell Grant students? Like 70%? Something like that, not that much. It's pretty high. So, that means our students are, they're in financial need, and we want to ensure that we provide that opportunity. If you've been over to the Redler building over on Cloud, on the other side of town, you might see our food truck that we have out there, the Grizzly Grub. And that's an opportunity that we're looking at here soon. We'll be creating a curriculum of food truck management and mobile catering curriculum. So if you want to open up a small business, whether that is barbecue, Ronnie, you probably want to do a beer truck, but beer and spirits. So that's coming. Yeah, we're looking at that too. But this is an opportunity that students or anybody that's interested in launching a small business, you don't have to make that big brick and mortar investment, and you can really find a way to get your small business launched through a food truck or mobile catering or any type of that. We also took on Evergy donated us a production trailer that you might be seeing out and around town, especially at some of our athletic events, some of our enrollment events. It's this like 40-foot long enclosed trailer that's flexible, so we can live stream our athletic events whether when we're on the road. We can also take that trailer out and enroll students. So it's technology equipped. You can put computers on there and enroll students anywhere across the district or out of the district. Let's see. We also, this year, we launched a transfer agreement with all the Kansas independent colleges in the state, which means all of our students that want to transfer to one of the private four-year universities in the state, these schools will take all 60 credit hours, and you're guaranteed to transfer with junior standing. So I think that was a big, bold move on their part. Congrats to them, and congrats to our students that want to take advantage of that. In terms of WSU, we signed a transfer agreement with their business school. So they will take up to 75 hours of our credit hours for students. So that's an additional 15 hours for Butler students into their business administration program, which traditionally would take 60 hours prior to that. So these are all things that we're excited. They've also created a scholarship for Butler students that are part of that. We launched a 16-week fire academy, so you come in and get your certification to be a firefighter, EMT class, and your firefighter 1 and 2 class, and be ready to join right into the fire station. Whoever needs help. I know you guys need help, right? Let's see. I mentioned our cybersecurity degree. We have a long-standing partnership with KU for our School of Nursing, so you can finish your bachelor's degree without leaving Butler through KU in nursing. And we're also this fall, we'll be partnering with Cali College in Winfield and actually expanding our nursing program. And we'll be adding 8 new nursing graduates a year out of our Winfield location down in Cali County to really help grow that critical need for rural nurses. So it's a great partnership for us, and also serves the needs of those students down there and the community. We became an Amazon Career Choice Partner, which means Amazon employees get a discount. Actually, they cover the tuition for our students at Butler, so that's a great opportunity for them. So I'll hurry it up. I know we're running a little late, but I think this is a big one for us. The taxpayers, right? So we have decreased our mill levy by 31%, and requests for taxes have decreased $2 million at the college. So we are diligent, and I believe we're solid stewards of our funding. Whether that's our local tax money, our student tuition and fees, our state aid that we get, and then our federal money as well. So it's very important for us that we do provide that opportunity for students, which does then is a direct impact to the county of $46 million, 387 direct to the region itself. We still remain Butler County's largest employer, but I think you guys are giving us a run for the money. And I think in closing, I think we're getting close. So the correctional facility I mentioned, this is a huge opportunity for us. This year we are approved to provide experimental second chance Pell. And this is federal Pell money that was not eligible for incarcerated students until this year. Next fall, I guess, this coming fall, all students will be eligible that are incarcerated. So that means students that are eligible to to re-enter after doing their time. I think it's 5 years or less that they're going to be returning. They will be eligible for these programs. So we're launching, have started launching a masonry and construction technology program at the prison. We just literally Friday got word they're giving us, the state's giving us a huge grant to invest some more equipment so we can scale up diesel technology, welding, and plumbers and pipe fitters apprenticeship program. So we're really looking at high wage, high demand fields that students, as they complete these pathways and re-enter out of their current situation, they're employable and they have a job waiting for them. We've worked with employers that will hire these students, and they're going to be returning to our community. So we want the students that are returning to our community to be employed, and we know statistically the odds are of them returning back to prison is a lot lower when they have something to land on. So this is a great opportunity for us. The prisons, we just were told by next month they're going to have a full technology infrastructure, so we can also scale up some of our online classes. So you'll see our enrollment increasing again this year because of that. There's a lot of students out there that are really excited about this opportunity to take classes. We'll quickly go through the Redler building. We signed a contract with Hutton, and then we broke ground in December. They poured the footings in December, and then by last August, we were up and running and started our classes. So it's a beautiful state-of-the-art building. It has a baking kitchen, it has a commercial cooking kitchen, it has 2 classrooms, and it has some flexible space for events and things such as that. Really generous donation by Scott and Betsy Redler, so none of that really would have happened without their vision and their commitment to the college as well and to this community. Also over $500,000 in Spark funds. Scott and his resources were able to curate equipment. So if you can imagine how hard it was to get restaurant equipment during post-COVID, it was really challenged. So he was able to leverage his Freddie's network and really help us get some really cool equipment over there. So that's kind of what's happening in Butler in a nutshell. There's some photos of the Redler Institute there. That on the right is our baking kitchen. There's the Grizzly Grub food truck, and we just want to remind everyone that we do intend to be committed to innovation and investing in education in our students and this community. And we do change lives, and we take that responsibility very seriously. And this is what it's about. This is about seeing the smiling faces on our students and them going on to be successful lifelong learners and contributors to our community. So I'll kind of leave it there for any questions. We also, John reminded me, looking at me right now, that we just became recognized by the Kansas Department of Commerce to be a recognized intermediary for apprenticeships. So if anybody's interested in apprenticeships for your business, John's the man. He made it all happen. So none of that would have happened without him. So thanks, John, for your hard work and that recognition. Not many community colleges have that status in campus. So another big move for us. Any questions? John will be happy to field all. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Neville. All right, our next speaker is our county administrator, Mr. Will Johnson. Will is a lifelong Butler County resident and has been the Butler County administrator for over 20 years. He is a firm believer in community and volunteers in Butler County and across the state. Andover is currently the largest and the fastest growing city within Butler County. At this time, our county administrator, Will Johnson.
All right, I get to be short, I guess, because I'm ending this conversation, and how can I top some of our other great speakers? You know, we're honestly happy and honored to be a partner with the college, with the school district, with the city. We see ourselves as a support agency for those other agencies, and the tornado kind of spoke about that and our role of being there for the city and helping out and being there as they needed us. They took a great lead in jumping out in front, being there and being responsive for the citizens, and giving us the opportunity to assist and help them through the tragedy. And honestly, looking back at 1991 and living and participating and being around for that and what happened with this tornado, it was night and day difference with the responses and how the city handled things. And I think that speaks loudly to the partnerships that we have with our public safety agencies, with our cities, again, with our schools as well. So I want to start off talking about that, and before I just hit on some highlights for the county. I don't have a great presentation. I wanted to get something put together, and life and work kind of got in the way of that last week. But some overviews of the county. We have a $57.6 million budget, of which of that is about $52 million in net expenditures. We started the year with about a $32 million cash balance and have increased that to about $37 million over the course of the year, and that's mainly attributable to federal funds. We've targeted some areas where we'll spend those, but honestly, with the economy and some of the stuff that's going on, we're wanting to hold those funds and reserve those to make sure that we weather the storm that we anticipate coming. We were able to expire all county debt with the exception of some small special assessment debt in 2021. So that officially the jail and the judicial center that's kind of burdened the county for years is now paid off. Assessed valuation continues to grow in Butler County. We see nice, steady growth. It went from $848 million in 21 to $935 million in 22, and we expect to see about a 15% increase going into 23. Probably not what a bunch of people want to hear, but home sales in Butler County are still very hot. The values are still escalating. And of note, I think our appraiser told me 42 counties in Kansas were out of compliance with the Department of Revenue on their values in 2022. And Butler County was just barely in compliance with that on the low end. We were about 91% of actual value. We don't set the values. The values are set by sales. We don't set the process. We follow the state process. And it's a double-edged sword. Everybody wants their home values to go up, but nobody wants their taxes to, and it's up to each one of our agencies to control those taxes. So along with that, over the last 12 years, Butler County government has seen a mill levy tax decrease every year. Last year, we were able to decrease the mill levy again by 2.4%, going from 32.766 mills to 32 mills. From 2002, when I started here, we started around 36.522 mills, and again, we're down to 32 mills. So about a 4.5 mil decrease over that time period. Not big jumps, but nice, steady change. We're unique. We're one of the few counties in Kansas that still sees sustained growth, both from a residential market and commercial market. And a lot of that's thanks to Andover. I mean, I look back to when I was a kid. I grew up in this area. I remember when Benton and Andover were about the same time. Ronnie's over there nodding his head. You know, there wasn't a lot of distinction between the two communities. And because of the location of Andover, they've seen great growth. And honestly, that's attributable to the school districts. They've had great leadership over the years and have grown at a great rate. Brett talked about some state funding, federal funding, and ARP funding. The county received over the course of 2 years about $26 million. The first $13 million we received the Sparks funding back in 2020. We distributed out over half of that to our communities and school districts across the county to help them weather the COVID storm. None of us knew what was going on. None of us could predict what was going to happen. And we wanted to make sure that our schools were staying open. And that was our primary goal. And we had a great leadership team made up of city administrators, a school superintendent that looked at the requests from all the taxing entities and divvied those funds back out. The second set of funds came to us as part of the ARP project from the federal government, and the county received roughly $13.1 million. Cities and school districts got their own allocations from that. Of that, we've dedicated a lot of that to some CIP projects, mainly road projects. We also were able to fund and replace a lot of the public safety radios in our county, not only for county government, but for our rural fire districts and for our city police departments. We're using the funds as matching funds for the Haverhill Road project, which will be a 4-lane expansion going down south of the refinery to help with safety on that roadway and semi-traffic to and from the refinery, and also a roundabout project on Ohio Street and Southwest 20th, which, if you're familiar with that, is an old bridge just east of Circle High School on Ohio Street that's causing some major issues and is in a state of disrepair. We plan on reserving and keeping some of those funds back, and we'll look at those for other capital projects. Some major things that the county accomplished in 2022 was the final transfer of the last leg of the railroad right-of-way to the city of Augusta, the NITU, so that the city of Andover and the city of Augusta can work together to complete that project that will take the trail all the way from the east side of Augusta to downtown Wichita. So I personally am excited to see that. I'm not sure that everybody across the county has the same belief I do, but I think it's an important project and in our county to have some type of recreational trail and recreational use. We complete a lot of road projects around the county. One of the most important things we did last year was work with WAMPO to secure $9 million in funding for South Butler Road that'll go from the completion of the roundabout on 150th, forgot my roads, 150th going south into Rose Hill. We'll continue the 4 lanes there and rebuild the bridge over, 8 Mile Creek. So we were excited to do that. Also, we received and secured some funding for some other bridge replacements on rural bridges in the area as well. The county is able to help KDOT with securing some funding for the K254 corridor study, which will help with safety improvements along that area. And one of the things I'm excited about is we work with our legislative delegation to help get funding in the KDOC budget for the demolition of the old El Dorado Honor Camp located below the dam. One of my major capstone projects, I want to call it as I grow closer to retirement, is to build a multi-purpose destination-based facility, which will be an expo facility, fairgrounds, and an arena. It's been talked about for 20, 30 years. We're finally getting close to having some drawings put together for that, and that's the location where that will be placed. We're working with the City of El Dorado, partners with Extension, and others around the state to see if we can pull this project together and bring it to life. My goal is to try to get $10 million in private public funding for the project before we take it any further, but we first got to get some drawings and some pretty concrete cost out there, and that's been the biggest struggle over the last year, is trying to develop those costs. Some future projects, talked about the Haverhill Road, Southwest Ohio Street roundabout, the fairgrounds, and the event center. We are participating with the city of Andover on the fire station remodel project. I believe we helped out with that with about $500,000 to expand EMS space in Andover. Our call volume with the county, even though it's escalated at a pace way above our population, we don't understand that. We see call volume increasing for the EMS 8 to 9% per year, while our population's 1 to 2. We're having to expand our EMS capacity. We added an ambulance in Augusta, and we'll add a future ambulance. The next ambulance will be added in Andover. So we're working with them to build additional crew space. And then we work with the city of Andover, city of Wichita, Sedgwick County, and KDOT to secure funding for the expansion of Kellogg going east too. So some very important projects we're working on in this area. I mentioned the appraisal process. I find it hard to believe some of the prices I'm seeing and the information that I've been given. In 2020, I'll just mention this, the median residential sale price in Butler County was $185,000. Last year, or in 2021, $202,000, and last year, $227,000. Don't know where it's all coming from, but certainly prices are escalating at an unprecedented rate. So 10 years ago, my notes here the appraiser gave me $133,500. So almost doubled in 10 years. All right, I've kind of hit on my key points. Hopefully I'm on time. Any questions of me?
Do you have data on new residential space that's being built?
On prices or numbers? Units. We haven't got the 2022 numbers out. In 2021, we had 224 new home starts. That was up slightly from 219 in 2020. Our highest number was pre-pandemic, clear back in 2008 at 265. I think new home starts are going to be down a little bit from 2021, just based on construction pricing. I think that's what's kind of driving the market on the resale market. So it'll be interesting to see. Just based on permits we pulled, it's pretty flat. But that doesn't include all the cities and everything else. And the appraisal department's gathering that up now. Should have that here probably the next 45 days, all that information. Other questions? Well, thank you for letting us be here, and I'll turn it back over to Lori.
Excellent. Well, I think that does it for me. In my role here, thanks again for the opportunity. Credit Union of America is proud to have been the presenting sponsor today. And now I get to bring up the president for the Andover Area Chamber of Commerce. Lori Colum came to the chamber in June of 2022, and with a background in nonprofit operations, business, and fundraising. She's a Kansas native, and she has a passion for business, community, and collaboration. So at this time, President of the Chamber, Lori Colum.
Thank you. As I sit here, I look, and actually Friday will be 7 months with the Chamber, and it doesn't seem possible. It has flown by, but our success in the seamless transition that was mentioned is not all on me. I have an amazing board of directors. I have an amazing group of ambassadors, and I have some great volunteers that have come alongside me to continue to make the Chamber successful, and many of those people are in the room here today. So if I could have all of my board of directors that are here, raise your hand, please. Thank you to all of you. And my ambassadors who are here. And if we could have a round of applause for all of these people. So the chamber has been an interesting time, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. We offer you, our members, benefits and opportunities, resources, and talent. The key to finding that value is to utilize the benefits and openly communicate with the chamber staff, those board members who just raised their hands, and our volunteers. We are here to be a resource for you. I answer numerous phone calls and emails every week looking for a business that provides a specific service, maybe a different product. We refer our members first, and then sometimes I just have to use Google. We're here to answer your business questions, though. We're here to discuss business strategies and to connect you with the resources. We want to be the place where businesses go when they need their questions answered. We provide a weekly e-newsletter. In it, you'll find business articles that we think you might find useful, upcoming chamber opportunities, events, community opportunities, new benefit announcements, and then you'll also see deals and information from your fellow members that they want you to know about. If you ever want anything in the newsletter, you have information you need to get out, all you need to do is email that to me. The two best ways to know what's going on in the chamber right now are that e-newsletter and our social media. It is hard to get in touch with everybody all the time, so those are the best resources we have. But also know, my phone line is always open. I'm there to take your calls, hear what's going on, come out to your business, and be a resource for you. So if you don't open our newsletter, even though we have a pretty good open rate, comes out every Friday, 7:50 a.m., called The Chamber Connection. If you don't see it in your inbox, check your junk mail. On your table, you will find a summary of 2022 with our membership highlights, our social and digital media reach, our board member names so that you can connect with them. But what I really want to highlight is our involvement in the community. The community is important to the chamber, and we know it's important to our businesses. We have great relationships with the local businesses, with our school, with our city. And so we engage in that. We serve on committees. We attend city meetings. We participate in events. This year we participated in the Business Expo at Greater Andover Days. That allowed us to show the community that the chamber is here for them, and here are the businesses that take part in the chamber that are here for you. And we also had our ambassadors do the beer garden at Greater Andover Days again, which they greatly enjoy the opportunity to do, and they use as a fundraiser to be able to give back to the community. We hosted the Safe Halloween at St. Vincent de Paul parking lot this year, and we saw over 700 children and families come through that parking lot. That's a huge number, and we only know it because the fire department gave out glow sticks, and they gave out almost every single one. But we also had over 30 businesses participate in that, in the parking lot and at their local business. Community is important to Andover. Community is important to our local business, and so it's important that as the chamber, we're part of that community. And a chamber within the community can be a valuable resource and tool if businesses utilize it. We talk with people who want to start a business. I get so many phone calls about, is there a space for rent in Andover? I want to open my business there. We talk to people who want to sell their business, build a new building, that want to do business with other businesses. We are a connector, a convener, and collaborator, and that is the role that we want to serve. The Chamber Board has some really big goals and a big vision for 2023 and going forward. I'd like to welcome our Vice Chair, Jody O'Cades, to share more about this vision.
Well, hello. On behalf of the Chamber Board of Directors, I want to thank you all for attending today. And thank you for your membership. We had a great 2022, but I want to share with you our vision of 2023 and where we would like to see this go. As you know, the Chamber is a membership organization. What that means to us is that your Chamber membership is at the top of our organizational chart. It is your needs that we work for to meet each day. Some of those needs are met quickly, and we're able to do those in a timely manner. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to meet your needs, but we want to partner with you as we do that. What is most important is that we need to know what your needs are. We need to know what part of your membership brings value and what part of your business can we be a resource for? This takes value in relationships and time. We will be working diligently in 2023 to continue to build those relationships. We want to work with our local businesses, nonprofit organizations, city, county, and our community. I want to share with you some of the things that we are working on in 2023. We have new opportunities to market to residents and businesses. We have a new vision discount plan with Vision Care Direct there will be an informational meeting on February 15th if you're interested in that. We will be starting the process to establish a 501c3 chamber foundation to support our community and operations in other ways. We are collaborating with the El Dorado Chamber to provide our membership access to Network Kansas e-community loan program. We are continuing our collaboration with the City of Andover to grow our community and advocate for our local businesses. We are establishing a membership committee to be able to engage our members, and you can join any of our multiple committees. We have many committees that support our business, our chamber operations, and events. And you or anyone from your organization are welcome to join any of those. We would love to partner with you and your business or organization in having you be a part of that. So those are a few things we're working on in 2023, and we have so much more. This board has such a big vision, and what does our vision mean for all of you? It means that we want to hear from you. We know that every business is different, and not every business fits in a membership box. So let us partner with you and your business. Let us celebrate your successes, and let us share your struggles, and let us walk with you as you navigate those. We want to look forward to 2023, and thank you all for coming today.
Do you have any questions for the chamber and where we're headed in 2023? All right, well.
What is current membership and how many businesses are registered in the city of Andover?
So you do not have to have a permit to do business in the city of Andover. So that is a hard number. We would have to get that from the Secretary of State's office. Our current membership is at 187. And since we are an area chamber, that does include some Wichita businesses, El Dorado, Augusta, and the surrounding area. Any other questions? Well, I want to thank each of you that came to present today. We appreciate your time, but I want to thank our membership for being here. Without all of you, this lunch is not possible. Thank you for being an active member in the chamber. Thank you for being an active member in our community. And we look forward to seeing you later this year. And thank you very much to Credit Union of America for your presenting sponsor, and Kansas Gas is our signature sponsor. Have a great rest of your day.